You're listening to Reiki Radio, a weekly show covering a range of topics to help improve mind, body, and soul, and ways to transform energies within various aspects of your life. With love, we welcome you and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. This is Yolanda, and I want to welcome you today to Reiki Radio. I'm really excited about today's show. I have a lot of information I want to share with you about connecting with your higher self and trusting your higher guidance, and some ways to even connect with your guides. But first, for those of you joining for the first time, I am a Reiki teacher in San Diego, California, and I also host teleclasses with various topics in the realms of metaphysical science and ways to navigate life with more ease and awareness. So if you would like more information about my classes or to receive my free Moon Manifesting Workbook, you can sign up for my newsletter at yuchi.com, and that's YEWCHI.com. And before we get started on today's topic, I want to remind everyone that you can join the conversation today. You can call 323-679-0953. And if you'd like to chat with me, you just press the number 1, and that way I know you want to talk. Or if you're listening online, you can also post your questions and feedback in the chat room. So I want to get started because we only have an hour, and I want to talk to you about connecting with your higher self. Now, your higher self is your connection to higher consciousness, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm a Reiki teacher, and I also provide sessions with focus on self-healing and growth. And a lot of my clients come to me, for energy healing and ways to heal past wounding and releasing old beliefs and just reconditioning, really. And a lot of people are looking for ways to connect with themselves on deeper levels, because this not only opens us up to a higher understanding, it also helps us to shift our perspective and the way that we live our lives. So anyway, in a lot of the sessions, one of the things that's most common, especially after doing energy work for someone, they tend to have a lot come up for them, because in energy healing, you are working with releasing energetic blocks or also bringing your energies back into balance. And when that happens, we do have things come up for us, things that we've stored away, or things we just may have forgotten about but are still there on a subconscious level. And with that, a lot of times we come to answers for situations that we thought we needed guidance on or we needed direction. We have the answers within ourselves. And so that's why all of this is so very important, because you have the tools to navigate your life with more ease and awareness. You just need to be reminded of how to do it. So that's why I wanted to do this show today. And actually, in preparing, I decided that today we will do a meditation later in the show so that you can connect with your higher self and with your higher consciousness, so that you can get a feel for what that's like. And that way you can do it for yourself even when the show is over. So before we get into all of that, I want to back up just a little bit to give you a clear picture. And I want to welcome and say hello to those of you who are waiting on the line. And we have someone in the chat room. Hello to you. The first thing I want to point out is that we're all energetic beings within a physical body. Now, if you listen to Reiki Radio regularly, you've heard me talk about our energy centers, which are the chakras. And we're generating, giving, and receiving energy all the time. And our chakras are like our energy hubs. And we have several of them throughout our energy bodies, but you usually only will hear about 7, which run along the spine, starting at the base of the spine and going up towards the crown of the head. So each of your chakras, or those 7 chakras anyway, govern certain organs, and they each regulate specific types of energy, which reflect the movement of our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs. And so we can either have blocked energy, excessive energy, or we can be balanced. And by connecting with our chakras, we can recognize how we're flowing, so to speak. We can really tap into what's going on with us and what we want to heal and release and things like that. So, like I said, our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs are what influence our chakra energy. And a lot of what we think, feel, and believe stems from our conditioning and our experiences and things that we've been taught. So I'm not going to go through each chakra today, but you can get more information on my Facebook page, actually, about the chakras, and that's at facebook.com/Yuchi Wellness. But I want to give you an example of how this all relates to you. So let's say you have an issue with communication. Perhaps you're uncomfortable speaking your truth or with sharing your thoughts with other people. That can be an indication of blocked energy in your throat chakra. Or on the other side of it, if you have an issue with speaking excessively, or perhaps you overtalk other people, that would indicate that you have excessive energy within your throat chakra. So being able to identify what you're generating is one thing, but the key is really going to be determining why you're generating what you're generating so that you can reveal the root of your energy. And this allows the opportunity for healing to occur, because once you know the what and the why of your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs, you can then determine if these energies are benefiting you and your highest and best purpose. So, in relation to the higher self, I mentioned the chakras because they're considered the gateways to consciousness. And again, your higher self is your connection to higher consciousness. And when our chakras are balanced, our energies are balanced, which allows us to be clear conduits of universal life force energy, and helps us to have more clarity within our interactions and the way we function in the world. So this is actually part of the reason why energy healing has become so popular, because our energetic flow has an influence on how we live our lives as a whole. Okay, so I mentioned that the chakras run from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Now, your higher self point is believed to be about 24 inches above your head. And the reason you want to connect with your higher self is to access higher guidance. And you'll hear all the time people talk about we have the answers within us. Well, connecting with our higher self is one way to connect with your inner knowing. And it is true. We do have the answers inside of us. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But I really want you to get an idea of what this process is like. So we're going to do it together. And before we do the meditation to connect to your higher self, I want you to think about something you're questioning right now, or something that you feel you may need some guidance about. Just think about anything that may be going on in your life right now that you would like an answer to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a really quick break so that you can think about something. And then when I come back, I'm going to guide you through connecting with your higher self. So you want to get comfortable, think about your situation, have a specific question. And you want to make sure your question is either a what or a why. Like, what should I do about X, Y, or Z? Or why am I... whatever your question may be, but avoid asking when something will occur, okay? Because time isn't linear when we're dealing in the realms of energy. So I'm going to leave you to it, and I will be right back, and think of your question.
You're listening to Reiki Radio. a weekly show covering a range of topics to help improve mind-body well-being and ways to transform energies within various areas of your life. With love, we welcome you. Enjoy the show.
Okay, I am back. And I want to thank you again for joining me. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Reiki Radio, and my name is Yolanda. And before the break, I told you to consider something you want guidance with. And now I'm going to guide you in connecting with your higher self to reveal your own answers. So what I want you to do now is to get into a comfortable position, and if you can, close your eyes. And you want to take a few deep cleansing breaths. You really want to release any tension. And when you exhale, I want you to allow your shoulders to fall. So continue to breathe and let your breath be really calm and steady. And I want you to feel your breath moving throughout your body. See if you can feel your breath all the way down to your toes, and see if you can feel it move all the way back up to your head. And as you breathe, you just want to allow yourself to become more and more relaxed in your body. And you want to breathe and release any thoughts of what you did before this moment. And I want you to release any thoughts of what you may do later. Just be present. As you breathe, I want you to allow your heart and your mind to be open. You want to make a conscious choice to allow yourself to be free from judgment, criticism, or ego. And keep breathing. And you want to release all lower vibrations. I want you to really connect with the knowing that you're capable of receiving answers from your higher self with clarity and accuracy. Now, as you continue to breathe, I want you to start to see, feel, or sense a white light traveling up and down your spine. As you inhale, the white light moves up, and as you exhale, it moves back down. Now, on the next exhale, I want you to see a pole of white light coming down from your tailbone. And as you breathe, I want you to see this pole of white light moving down through the seat beneath you. It moves down through the floor. And as you breathe, the pole of white light begins to move with ease through the earth. Now, on your breath, see it traveling towards the earth's core. Now, start to see a beautiful ball of white light at the center of the earth. I want you to breathe and allow your pole of white light to tap into this earth energy. And once you've connected to it, I want you to breathe and begin to pull this earth energy back up through your pole of white light. Feel it flow up, moving through the earth, up through the floor, up through the seat beneath you, and back into your body through your tailbone. I want you to continue to breathe and feel the white light move up until it reaches the center of your chest. Let this heart chakra. Okay, now I want you to bring your attention about 24 inches above your head. I want you to begin to feel, see, or sense another beautiful ball of golden light about 24 inches above your head. And this is your higher self point. And as you breathe, I want you to see, feel, or sense this golden light begin to melt. And allow it to stream down through the crown of your head. Continue to breathe and feel it move down your neck. And let it melt down to the center of your chest and your heart chakra. Now, as you breathe, I want you to feel the earth energy and the source energy begin to blend in your heart chakra. And breathe and let it start to flow throughout your entire body. Let it melt down into your toes. Let it move up through the crown of your head. Feel this energy move down your arms and into your fingers. Now I want you to breathe and bring your attention back to your heart center. And in this space, I want you to take a nice deep cleansing breath. And when you're ready, I want you to say this in your mind or out loud. I am connected with my higher self, seeking guidance about. Now, I want you to ask your question and see what comes to you. And remember, don't judge or question, just allow the answers to come. Now, as your answers are coming to you, I want you to even notice what you feel or what you see or what you hear, what you sense in your entire body. See if you can feel energy moving around you. Now, I want you to take another cleansing breath and bring your attention to the back of your eyelids. And when you're ready, you're going to allow your eyes to gently float open. I want you to rub your fingers together or wiggle your toes. Just do something physical to become aware of your presence in your body. And if you have any water near you, take a sip of water just to ground yourself again. So I want to give you a minute to jot down anything that came up for you. So I'm going to take another quick break just to give you a second to write down. And again, write down what answers came for you or anything that you felt. Write down as much as you can, and I'll be right back.
Would you like to learn techniques to help you create energetic shifts for yourself and others? By balancing and rebalancing energies, we can lessen physical pain, create emotional harmony, release beliefs and patterns that no longer serve us, and move forward with new perspective and awareness. Reiki is an energetic technique used to help us realign and restore balance in our life force energy. To schedule a session or learn this beautiful technique for yourself, contact Ethel at ethelroberts.com, EthelRoberts.com, or contact Yolanda at uchi.com, YEWCHI.com. Namaste.
Hello, I am back, and I want to thank you again for joining me. If you're just tuning in, my name is Yolanda, and today we're talking about connecting with higher guidance. So before the break, we did a brief meditation to connect you with your higher self. Now, there's several ways to do this, although I do prefer doing a guided meditation because for me it seems to be most effective, but it really allows you to tap into your sensory and all of your energies through the process. So not only are you getting answers, you also, let me say this, we all receive information in different ways. So you may have heard of people being clairvoyant, which means that they are able to see things. And it's more of tapping into the third eye, being able to see beyond the physical realm. You may hear of people being clairaudient, which are people who may hear things more. So maybe in your meditation you actually heard your answer coming to you. Then there's clairsentient, which means that you feel the information. So even if you didn't hear or see anything, that's okay. You may have felt it in your body, and that's why I said to tap into what you may have been feeling, because that can be very revealing for you as well. And then we also have claircognizant, which means you just know, you just have a knowing. So you want to practice things like this to see how you receive information and how you connect with your own inner guidance, and you want to learn how to translate that information for yourself. And if you are someone who practices Reiki or any type of energy healing, it applies the same way when you're doing energy healing for other people. The information or what you feel or what you may pick up may come to you in different ways. So you really do want to pay attention to how information comes through for you. So anyway, I prefer doing meditation for that reason. Now, typically, a meditation to connect with your higher self would be longer and perhaps more detailed. But for the purpose of the show, I just wanted you to get a feel for what it's like to connect with your higher self. So before I share another technique with you, I want to talk about why this is so beneficial. Now, many of our blocks or obstacles are based on limiting beliefs or fears or stories that we've created. So, again, the key to all of this is to remain free from your ego or any judgment. You want to make sure you avoid criticism or negative self-talk. You just want to allow. You want to allow the answers to flow from your heart center, free from anything you did prior to connecting. So you really want to be open and present. And that's why at the beginning of the meditation, I included that information so that you would make a conscious effort to be open to receive. So I say this to say it doesn't matter which method you choose to use in connecting with yourself for higher guidance or to connect with your higher self. You just always want to be mindful of how receptive you choose to be. And it really is in your hands. So, okay, we'll talk about another way of connecting with yourself. And in previous shows, we've talked about journaling and how it can be used in various ways. So if you do plan to connect with yourself for guidance through journaling, I suggest doing a quick meditation before you start because you still want to calm yourself. You want to connect with the breath and try to reach a state of peace within your body before you start writing. That's going to really be key because when we're holding tension, we're creating energetic blocks. And again, you want the information to flow with ease. So you can do a quick meditation, just closing your eyes, connecting with the breath, and letting go of everything. And also stating out loud, like we did before, that you're connecting with your higher self. So once you've prepared your body and your mind, you want to write down your question and state that you're connecting with your higher self for guidance, and then you begin to write freely. This can also be a form of automatic writing. And what you want to make sure is that you don't edit, you don't critique or question anything as you're writing. Just write. And a lot of times you'd be really surprised of what comes to you. It's really interesting. A lot of people who do this, and even myself, sometimes when I practice a technique like this with journaling or doing automatic writing, what you write down, sometimes it doesn't even seem like it's in your voice. The words are different than you may speak. And a lot of times your guides will connect with you in that way, but we'll talk about guides a little bit later. So I just wanted to point that out for you. If you do decide to do it through journaling or through writing, you want to make sure that you prepare your body and your mind first. So I guess now I will talk to you about guides. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat room. I see Kiwi and a guest in the chat room. And for those of you that are waiting on the phone line, if you want to speak with me, you just press the number 1, and I'll know that you have a question. So connecting with your guides, I thought this would be an important topic because a lot of people want to connect with their guides, and it's also a way of receiving, guidance in our lives. But there are some key elements that you want to know before working with your guides or with working with different energies. So as I've said before, and in every show, everything is energetic. Everything has an energetic vibration, and even within us, our energies shift and change. Sometimes, when you feel lighter and happier, it's like you're vibrating in a higher energy. And when we feel lower vibrations, it may be sadness, grief, whatever it is, those are all lower vibrations. Now, in working with guides, you want to be very specific with the energies you're working with. So one thing you want to always do first is some form of protection, and your intention is very important. Your intention, it really has more of an impact than anything else. I always say, too, what we do, the energy of what we do is more important than what we actually do. So have the intention of bringing down some white light, some cleansing energy to protect you, and cleansing your aura, if that's something that you want to do. If you don't work with energy healing or doing anything like this, that would be the simplest way for you. Just go into a meditative state, see and have the intention of white light cleansing energy coming down, and ask for protective light, protective energy to come into your space. If you do practice Reiki, I suggest using your Reiki symbols. I would use the power symbol for protection. But there are several ways that you can protect your space, and you can also cleanse your space before you start in connecting with your guides by saging or smudging. That's effective too. Now, you also want to work with your guides that are of the highest vibration. Like I said, everything is energetic, and everything has varying types of energy. So when you hear about people working with maybe darker energy, they're working with lower vibrations, and you don't want to invite that into your space, right? So you want to have the intention of working with your guides that are of the highest vibration and that are there for your highest and best purpose. Be very clear of what it is you're inviting into your vibration. You have control of that. So once you've done that, you can connect with your guides through meditation, and you would do one very similar to the one that we did earlier, although the difference would be once you connect to earth energy, and that's really to ground yourself, right? So you want to connect with earth energy like we did, and you can connect with your higher self point as we did because that connects you with your higher consciousness. And then what you would do is invite your guides into your vibration. Now you can, if you are more clairvoyant, you can create a space for yourself where you see a place where you go to meet your guides. And a lot of people do this like in a garden or at a beach. And you invite your guide to come in. If you are more clairvoyant, you may actually see, like I said, if you're more clairsentient, you may feel the energy around you shift when your guides come into your space. And then once they're there, however you recognize it, you would ask whatever your question is. So if it's through meditation, again, you would do the same process that we did before, or you can do it again through journaling. So you would do the same thing and then write your question down and ask your guides for guidance, and then write down what comes to you without any critique and without any judgment. A lot of people actually connect with their guides through their dreams, and I have tried this, and sometimes it's worked, but the most effective for me has been through meditation. That's when the messages are most clear for me. But if you want to try to connect with them through your dreams, you would have an intention before you go to sleep. So you would speak to your guides, ask them and invite them to come to you in your dream state. Now, one thing you'd want to do is also have the intention of remembering the dream when you wake up so that you don't forget whatever the messages were. That is really key with that, because a lot of times we forget. And if you do that, you want to have like a pen and pad by your bed so that when you wake up, you can write down everything that came to you right away, because as the day goes on, 9 times out of 10, you will forget. And another way that you can connect with your guides is asking for signs. So a friend of mine, she is really big with numbers, and she really likes the angel numbers, the Doreen Virtue angel numbers. So she'll ask her guides to give her signs in numerical form. And as she goes throughout her day, whether it's, a license plate, a sign, the time on the clock, different things, she'll ask for guidance that way, and then she'll look to see what those numbers mean. You can ask for signs, and a lot of people receive messages through songs. Like, sometimes you get a song stuck in your head just out of nowhere. You don't know why the song is stuck in your head. Really pay attention to the lyrics, because even sometimes that's a way of us getting a message. Pay attention to things that pop out to you that really stand out for some reason. A lot of times those are signs. And when you ask for guidance, trust that it will come, and it will come in various forms. So you do want to be very aware. And you want to be aware, again, how you receive the information, because that's going to make it much easier for you, right? One thing that I did when I started all of this, meditation was the first way I started, and meditation is how I began connecting with my guides. And then over time, I started using oracle cards, and that's a fun way too. We actually did a whole show about how to read oracle cards. So if you don't know how, you can look in the archives on blogtalkradio.com/reiki-radio, and you can listen to that show. We give you tips of how to do that. But that is also a fun way of receiving answers from your guides. And the same, even if you're using that method, you want to invite in your guides of the highest vibration. So I want to share with you again, and I did mention this a little bit earlier, but we do have the answers inside of us, and we really have the tools to connect to our inner knowing and our higher guidance, and we do have guides that are here to help us along on our journeys. It's just us stepping into an awareness of how to receive this information. And sometimes you're doing it all the time anyway, and you may not acknowledge it, but sometimes you get a feeling about something, or you just feel guided to do a particular thing, and you do, and it seems to pan out. Or sometimes you feel drawn to a certain answer, or you have a feeling about something and you don't do it, and then you're like, oh my God, I knew I should have, blah, blah, blah. And it just really comes down to learning how to trust your inner knowing and trust your inner guidance. So like I said before, the energy work is going to be an important role in that, because when we do have energetic blocks, it's like blocking your reception or blocking your clarity, right? And if you are familiar with the chakras, you know that you can have blocks just in very specific areas. And I want to point out that on a mental level, whatever it is that we're holding on to, whether it be emotional or the experiences that we have, those energies a lot of times will manifest on a physical level. So you may end up with back pain, or, your stomach is upset because of tension and worry. All of these things create these energetic blocks for us and do create a block of our receptivity. So working on yourself is really the key in all of this. And don't get me wrong, you can connect with your higher self and your higher guides at any time. But when you do have clarity and you are more at ease within your body, the messages do seem to come through with more clarity for you. So one thing that you can do, regardless of connecting with your higher self or not, is working on yourself on an energetic level. And I personally suggest going through the chakras because you hit every aspect of what it is that you're generating on an energetic level. So, like I said earlier, I'm not going to go through all of the chakras, but if you aren't familiar with them, each chakra contains a different type of energy that you're generating. So just to be clear, your chakras don't affect you. You affect your chakra energy. And again, it's your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, the experiences that we've had all contribute to the energy that we're generating. So say you had a relationship that was tough, and say you were hurt, and then you were in the mind space of, not trusting or having a hard time letting go. You may have a block then within your heart chakra, blocking your exchange of love, right? Of course, it's going to have an effect on you on so many levels, not only energetically, but even how you interact in the world and how you are in future relationships. So we connect with our chakra energy to see what we're generating and then why we're generating. And the why is really going to be the root of your beliefs. Like, what happened? What caused you to create this block? What are your feelings around this, and how is it serving you now? And then once you have that awareness, you can choose to either let it go or heal it, transform it. And in some cases, maybe it's something you want to hold on to for now. It's really up to you. But the point is that you have choice in all of this, and all of this energy healing and all of this connecting with yourself. It's up to you. And it does take work, but it's worth it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, I did a class or a show, I can't remember which, probably both, recently on manifesting. And I was talking about how we are manifesting all the time, because what is in our life is a result of what we have manifested, and our manifesting is also a result of our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs. That's really the foundation of all of this, right? Your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs, because that is what is going to attract into your life what, appears on a physical level. So when you think in terms of energy healing and this connecting to yourself, you really are the key to the life that you're living. We have to take responsibility for the lives that we've created and for what's going on in our lives and the choices that we make. But a lot of that has to do with understanding ourselves. Once you have that understanding, you could also cultivate this self-love and this forgiveness of yourself, and then you're able to release and you're able to transform these energies, and then you become this clear and open channel. And again, the more clear you are and the more open you are, the easier it will be for you to receive messages from your higher self. It'll be easier for you to connect with and receive messages from your guides, and you'll learn to trust that guidance. So I hope all of that information has helped you today, and I hope that the meditation that we did was helpful to you. If it's something that you do want to try again later, as you know, all of the shows are archived, so you can listen again after the show and do the meditation again. And if you sign up for my newsletter at yuchi.com, there's also access to recordings to 2 teleseminars that I just did recently. One is Moving Beyond stuck, which will also help you with your own self-healing. And the other one is manifesting consciously. And again, it all ties into your energy healing and connecting with and understanding what's going on with you so that you can move forward with more awareness and more clarity. I'm just getting comfortable. I'm sorry. So I'm going to wrap up for today unless there's any questions. I want to thank those of you that are there in the chat room and those of you that are on the phone line. The next show that I'm going to have won't be until next Monday actually, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's called a Soul Session. During those shows, you can call in as well at 323-679-0953, or you can always join me in the chat room. After all of the shows, if you ever have any questions or feedback about the information, feel free to email me at any time. I always respond, and you can reach me through my website at yuchi.com. That's YEWCHI.com. So Kiwi, you're very welcome, and I'm thankful that the show was helpful for you. And I was going to let you know before I go, with the chakras, and if you want to learn more about them, I did create a 28-day online course called Be Your Own Energy Healer, and it's available on Daily Om. That's DAILYOM.com. So the course, it's a 28-day journey through your chakras, and it teaches you about each chakra, but also how to identify what you're generating and why. And then there's tools to help you transform those energies and move into a space of self-acceptance. And it also includes a recorded chakra meditation that you can use at any time. And what's cool about the site that it's on, Daily Om, is they allow you to choose what you want to pay for the course. So you can get the entire course for $1. But anyway, so you can go to Daily Om for that, or you can get more information about that on my website as well, which is yuchi.com. So I guess I will talk to you all in February, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And remember to always, always journey in love. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for listening to Reiki Radio. Be sure to follow us at blogtalkradio.com/Reiki Radio to receive show updates and reminders. Or subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, which is listed under Reiki Radio. This will allow you to listen to live shows or shows that have been archived. The podcast also provides the convenience of listening to Reiki Radio on the go. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or ideas for future shows, contact Yolanda at yuchi.com, YEWCHI.com. Be sure to join us next week and have a beautiful day.